Hello, it's Red. I'm live. I am. Where are you? I'm here just a little bit late. I had a busy weekend and I am like tired. Um, where are you? That's a better question. I'm not going anywhere lately. If I were anywhere, I'd be in Philly to see my grandbabies, but um, yeah, you're the one that's that's traveling around. Brenda. So are you back? Are you back home? Yeah, I'm not going anywhere until I go to baseball game. Okay, who's playing? I'm not up on sports. I'm gonna light my pumpkin candle. Whoop. This one. It smells really good. But I'm tired. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Yeah, I went for a walk um just now to try and I've been uh, talking to people on social media. I've been sharing stuff on my community tab. I'm just kind of, and it's like I didn't have it's Columbus Day. Happy Columbus Day. I thought about talking about that, but I didn't really research it or anything. It's Columbus Day and also Indigenous People Day. Let me make my list. Where's my? I thought I put my journal over here. Let me get it. Get a pen. Okay. But yeah, I'm exhausted. Hi Betty. How are you? Hi CW. Yeah, I like my candle. I just got it at King Supers. But yeah, I'm 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 kind of tired. I'm kind of tired. I was having a cold too, and um, it was like 4 hours on Saturday I spent in Aurora, and we had a little rally, and then we went canvassing. It was interesting. It was fun, but I didn't eat before I left, and um, so I didn't eat that day until 4 o'clock. But it was fun, and I met some people, and so then I didn't go to church on Sunday, but I had a good day. I had my I call him my extra son Albert over, and I grilled shrimp, and I made uh, pasta and Alfredo sauce, and cooked some asparagus, and I put a video up. I put a video up of that, a short. I guess I can go over there and see how that's doing. So we got Brenda, we got CW. Thank you all for being here. Betty, how are you guys doing? So I had Sunday was PJ. I almost did. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna stay in my PJs. But So I found that as much as I like my church, it's not very big. It's smaller than my other church, and I find it a hard time to um I'm finding that church is just not really a place for it's like a place for families. And I'm finding that I kept connecting because this happened at my other Presbyterian church. I kept it's like I guess you attract what you're used to and what your norm is. But I attracted people on the right because I just was sitting here thinking, before going live, and I've been very conflict avoidant. Hi, Ivan. How are you? Oh, it was so good. It was so good. And so I ate it today. I don't usually, let me see. I don't usually film. I don't film. I take Sunday off. So I didn't film. I keep on thinking like I need to take a picture of Albert, like I have to prove I have an extra son. But um, this one doesn't look like me, but I have an extra son. And I forgot to take a picture, but yeah, I just came over for like an hour and we ate and stuff and talked and it's nice to at least see. I feel like I saw one of my kids. My daughter, goodness, 12 views. So it's not, I like my Pop Rocks, it's funny, the one Friday, birthday plans in my short when I was cooking the onions for my pot roast, that has gotten 4.7 thousand views. But my Pop Rocks, which I was going to do my Pop Rocks that I was going to do on my live and forgot, I thought it was going to do better than this, but it didn't. So, hi, Jim. Hello. How is your Columbus Day going, guys? So, yeah, so my Pop Rocks isn't doing nearly as good as but I'm really encouraged because I actually put on the end of that cooking video, Harris Walls 2024. And so I'm excited. I just said to someone else who's on YouTube, who I met on YouTube actually, and met in Arizona too, Quartzsite, when I went to Quartzsite in 2020. When did I go to Quartzsite? 2023. I didn't go this year. I went in 2023 after I sold my RV, which was silly, but there were reasons I didn't go when I had my RV, because in 2021 I was helping my brother take care of my sister-in-law, and then she passed. That was in early 2021. And then in 2022 is when I had the problem with all the bullies, and they were going to be there. And I'm like, I don't want to go. And in fact, they were there again, and they were camped near Glorious Life on Wheels meetup. They were camped nearby, and I was like, sheesh. And so when I found that out, it kind of like triggered me. And then I I left immediately when, Carol left, Lindy left, and I'm like, okay, I'm going. I'm out of here. Um, did I like courtside? Like, no. I'm sorry, but I didn't. I didn't. Um, uh, what did you make? Um, yeah, you're fine. Love autumn. The leaves are starting to turn beautiful colors. Yes. Um, but so like my pop rocks and let me do my, let me share my from today. So I did a video today since I don't usually do a video on my eye is not working. Should have been. um, yeah, that's when I met Brenda. Yeah, that's when I met Brenda, 2023. Uh, yes, it was really cold, and it was the first time I camped in my car, and I didn't really like camping in my car. I would have liked courtside better, Jim, if I went in my RV, but it's still not my thing. I love the mountains and I love the ocean. That was my favorite places to go in my RV. Um, well, I didn't really go like up into the mountains really, but I came here to Denver and I camped at Cherry Creek State Park, which is nice. And I went to Klamath, California, and I loved that. Um, uh-huh. I I'm not like a peoply person, I guess, and I think that's why like I'm kind of tired, and that's why I ended up not going to church on Sunday because I spent that 4 hours, at a rally and then going door to door, and so I was like, yeah, it was good. I'm not sure I would go back. I'm still debating on because I love my car. So I'm still debating on getting a van. So the thing is, like when I drive to uh, Philly, is paying the money to get a hotel on the way there. But I don't know. I'm gonna fly this year. I'm flying. Last year I drove both times when I went to Philly. So I went first went to Philly when my daughter got married there. Her husband's family lives there. That's why they live there. So, but when my daughter contacted me in 2022 after I came here, after she had our first grandbaby, I went there for Christmas. So went there for December 2022. That's when I flew, and then 2023 I drove. Mhm. So I'm I'm reading this book on the cult of Trump. But you guys, I've had an interest in cults. And the the Christian and Republican Party, it's called Christian nationalism, was getting like a cult before Trump, arrived on the scene. And so it's very interesting. And like the thing why there's a lot of, not all, but I feel like there's a lot of conservatives in Arizona, in Quartzsite, and in van life. There's a lot of them. So in a way, in that aspect of it, I don't fit in. And, I don't feel like you have to be, not all van lifers go to Quartzsite. In fact, I wanted to meet Alyssa Vanilla, and she had been in Quartzsite because I'm a fan of Alyssa Vanilla. She had been in Quartzsite, but she left when she's like an introvert like me. And it ended up, she had left when I was there. She had left for all of that hullabaloo. And so. Oh yeah, I started following her. On Twitter. Yeah, I've heard some of her story, and the things he says. Oh goodness, with Fred, with Mary's brother, right? It's Fred, because she's Fred's, the older brother of Trump's daughter, and then Fred Jr. The thing about his handicapped son, oh my goodness, I can't believe that. So I don't know. Everybody, please just pray and don't be afraid. I am so glad. Like, I'm exhausted, but at the same time, it's kind of like when you work hard on something and it's like you're exhausted, but you feel good, and it's like I'm exhausted from like 4 hours Saturday and not eating. And it was hot. It was hot here I don't know what the temperature was, but it was at least like 85. It was hot. I got sunburn on my neck and stuff. And the sweet lady brought us out drinks, me and my new friend Heidi. And Heidi was a mom. She's younger than me, but I didn't ask her. I almost wanted to ask her how old she was. She probably would have told me, but she was younger than me. But I'm sure didn't look her age either, because I couldn't believe she had children, my children's age, because she looked young. And so I went out with Heidi door to door. We went into this little cul-de-sac. It was a poor part of Denver. I'm not sure if we were in Aurora or actually in Denver. And it was like in typical fashion, because I feel like the Trump supporters, a lot of them are so brash and loud, And on the corner was a Trump supporter with, it plus like the big old flag and Trump, and they were right on the corner. And then like like across the street from them was like a 7-Eleven. It's not a great neighborhood. But what was encouraging to me is that like all the rest of the houses in this little neighborhood on this cul-de-sac, we had on our list. And so they were either unaffiliated with a party or they were Democrats. And we were like, get out and vote. Are you registered? Did you, and we had specific names of persons. Like, I couldn't get the app to work on my phone. For some reason, I need to look into that because I might be gonna do calling this week, maybe on Thursday. But so the app didn't work. So Heidi had the app open and she had the name of the people. And it was like, I'm like, well, that's interesting and encouraging because, this whole neighborhood in there were like, we had 30 people. And she was like, oh, good. We're not going to the Republican houses. So she's like, we're not going to that house. I'm like, good. I don't want to argue with them. And in our instructions, we're not, supposed to argue with them or whatever. Or do not engage. Do not, like with a narcissist, do not engage, defend. Wait. It's deep, the deep technique. You look up Dr. Ramani, and they didn't say that, but I'm saying it's similar to the things with a narcissist. Do not engage. Do not defend. Do not personalize. Yeah. What's the other E for? I can't remember. But you saw a cool guy at the coffee shop today. He looked like a laid back, old, happy, and easy to talk to. Yeah, I hate to be, but I do sound like I'm, what do you call it? When you, like I'm profiling or I'm saying they're all the same, but they're not all the same. So Akua at the coffee shop today, and he looked laid back and happy, easy to talk to, and he had a cool red. I wanted to get a red Jeep, and then I found out my daughter has a white Jeep. So don't tread on me. It's like, oh, yeah. But the guy Steve Hassan, the book I'm reading is and he talks about things in his background too, how he became a narcissist. Can you see that? I don't know that you can see that. It's called The Cult of Trump. So yeah, and this person that's on the other side, who is a friend I met at, I won't say any names, but Brenda knows her, a friend on the other side. And I don't think she's said her position on her YouTube. And she was saying on Facebook, like somebody told her not to, and blah, blah, blah. And she's Christian, and she was saying, I'll share it. I'm like, I'll read your Facebook if you'll read mine. I said, as long as you don't, because this other person I met, this sweet woman, I considered a friend. She said something, derogatory and mean, name calling of Kamala, and it's not her name. Kamala. I say names wrong myself, but I unfriended her. I didn't block her, but yeah, I'm for being kind. I'm for being nice, but I do. I've been conflict avoidant. It was like perfect for my ex because I just would acquiesce. I mean, and I would be feisty and complain a lot, but I would still do what he wanted me to do, like all my kids had to play soccer, and being in the Southern Baptist Church, it just made it even more. They were like, wives obey your husband, and the husband's the head of the house, and all of that. And so, and it was like a cult. It's like a cult of one. One book about narcissism is called that. I haven't read it yet. Hi, Elsa. Hello, hello, hello. I need to make my list. But yeah, I'm kind of exhausted, but I'm kind of tired, but I feel good. That's what I'm saying here. I'm kind of tired, but I feel good. So you stay at RV park. Ivan, so you like it? Let me see. Doing my list. I didn't play my flute yet. But yeah, I'm kind of exhausted. I am intrigued about your story and your background, Jim. But I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I am intrigued. And I wrote you, I found a postcard to send you with your book, and I just wrote you a little note. But I looked at your I did look at your latest video on your channel. How you said you were into van life and interested in that. And how is your doggy, Jim? Is your doggy still kicking? My niece has. I couldn't believe it. I was like thrilled to see it though. Has my sister-in-law's her mom's little Chihuahua. She's Chihuahua and Jack Russell. And her name is Delilah, and she was like missing. She's like so old. I don't know. Like little dogs live longer, I guess. But thank you. You're so wonderful and supportive. And Brenda sent me that great video that I shared, and I was like, okay, am I going to share this? Here I go again. I'm like, well, I'm done it. I'm. It's like I've come out as a Democrat on my channel. It's like I've come out, and but I am straight, but I love the van life stuff too, and I did it for a year. Oh, she did die. Yeah, well, she was looking pretty. She was old. when you did that video, and you did that video earlier this year, your latest video. If you like RV living, you don't enjoy it. So you said, Ivan, you leave the park in your smaller trailer for the desert. Mm-hmm. I mostly stayed in RV parks, campgrounds. I like campgrounds better. Yeah, that's good. Yes, I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah, and I relate to feeling all alone. Like, I'm the youngest of seven, and um, my my mom died in 2009. My four of my brothers have passed, but our family was very dysfunctional too. And my mom passed in 2009, so a while ago. And then my dad passed in 2020. My brother Christopher had passed in 2018. And now me and my siblings don't get along. We've split the money three ways from my dad. And I doubt my brother will talk to my sister much anymore either. Really, he won't. And the people like Joyce tried to. She was like a bridge builder. Our family, we're bridge burners. I hate to say that, but I feel like I've done everything I can to try to. I feel like I stayed at my brother's too long, and I didn't know he was in a relationship already with this tenant on his property where my RV was parked, and she didn't like me, and so it wasn't gonna work, and she probably didn't, um, you know, knew I wasn't gonna prove when I found out they were in a relationship, because it was like months. It was like, well, I don't know how soon they were in a relationship, but it was like when I found out, it was I remember my friend Troy, Nomadic Rat Pack, said something when I was talking to him about it, and he was like, well, at least he's getting some. And I was like, what? Oh no, I don't think they're I was like defending my brother. I was like, no, he wouldn't be in a relationship already. um but yeah, my friend Troy was saying that, and I was like, no, he's not, but yeah, and he's also a Trumpster, and we didn't agree on that, but we just weren't talking about that. And you guys, like, if you can imagine this, and this is why it's just like, I was in his house when January 6th happened. I was in his house. His wife was home on hospice care, and I was helping to take care of her. And it was so, there's my little reminder to pray for my kids. But yeah, but I can relate, since I'm the youngest of my family, but also I'm not even have contact. Grandparents have died. I'm out of my mom's one sister is alive, but we've fallen out of contact. I wish we could get back into contact, but um, unfortunately, uh, her husband, he's very narcissistic, and he's from the South, and he turned her into a conservative before Trump, but now, of course, they're for Trump. And so it's just awkward, and I don't know. I don't know if I'll get back in. I hope that I'll get back in contact with her. She's older than him, but yet in much better health than him. So, um, I hate to say that, but I would like us to get back in contact before he passes away, but he could pass away and then we'll get back in contact. I don't know. But it's just, I hate the division that, and I feel like he's causing it. And it's just like, I hate the division in this country. It's so sad. It's really sad. So how many years have you been doing this, Ivan? Do you have dual citizenship, or do you get a visa, or how does it work? Because I assume you're a citizen of Canada. If you don't mind me asking. Let me say a poem. I haven't said a poem yet. Oh, there's a Becky Hemsley poem that I saw. I think I will share. Um, but there's one in here, and here's this book. If you pay me for the book and order, it might take a little while because I need to order more books from Amazon. But if you are interested, you can PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App me any amount, and a donation of any amount. And if you're out of the country, make sure it's enough for postage, please, because it's expensive to send out of the country. I'll send you a signed copy. You email me your snail mail address, and I will send you a signed copy of the 7-Story Tree. So I'm going to say one that's called The Haunting, and it's in this book, and it's inspired by Psalm 139 and a quote from My Utmost for His Highest, which asked the question, what are you haunted by? And states we should be haunted by God, which is interesting. I was very, very, still very conservative and Baptist and evangelical when I wrote this. And especially the first, and I don't know if I think I maybe did. I usually mark. Now the first one is Fisherman. It's about witnessing. So I'm not really like that anymore. And I don't believe that there's eternal conscious torment. I believe Jesus died for everyone. And that's why I read the William Barclay devotional, because he was a Christian universalist also. So my views have changed a little bit. But anyways, this one's called The Haunting. I could just run away, try to live my way another day. What would be the use? wasted time, a wasted life. But then again, I could give it all to him and he transforms it. If I move to the left or to the right, you're halfway there, or perhaps not quite. I hear him all the time. I open my eyes and he lights up the sky. In a song, I see him. In a tree, he's there. What is this love he has for me? Wherever I go, to a movie or a show, there isn't a thought he doesn't know. He is the great I am, and yes, yet he is my friend. It's too wonderful to comprehend. He'll always be there till the end. When we've been there 10,000 years, his voice will echo in my ears. Still his praises I will sing, always and forever. He is my king. So that, because even a lot of times in the Bible, when it talks about hell, it's not talking about eternal conscious torment. Because even David says in Psalm 139, if I make my bed in hell, even there your hand shall guide me and your right hand shall hold me fast. You know, he says, even if darkness shall follow me, even the night shall be light about me. And he says, if I take the wings of the morning, because the Psalms is full of poetry, if I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall guide me. So, yeah, there's beautiful poetry in the book of Psalms. And in Job, in, where else is it? Some of the Psalms are repeated in 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 and 2 Samuel, I think. All throughout the Bible, there is poetry. Yeah. I'm done with online dating sites, but I haven't shut the door. Yeah, I'm inspired by, I keep on going back and forth with online dating, but I won't say I'll never do it again, but I just haven't really had many good experiences with online dating. And I don't feel like I don't know. I don't feel ready for it. I kind of wish, like, I'm kind of hoping as I meet, like, people, like, they might, like, know somebody, like Doug and, hi, Jacqueline. Tarleton. Oh, you came from Lava Lindy's. Okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you like my channel. It's not for everybody, but it's for some. And I hope you like it. So yeah. I finally watched the video from the update from Lindy. I think she did it like right after she had seen Brenda. And she's doing good. She had surgery, so yeah. So yeah, and I'm still kind of stuffy from this cold. You know. And I want to read you the Becky Hemsley poem because I liked it. Well, I like all of her. I'd like to get some of her books. So I don't think Becky Hemsley has a YouTube. Okay, this. Okay, she has a Facebook. Oh, she has a website. Let me share it. I meant to go to her Instagram. Let's see. She's on Pinterest. She's on Twitter. Yes, I'm following her on. She's on TikTok. So, let me see. But she has the Breathe poem that I first heard, and you were able to use it on like your. I think I saw it on Lady Bugout's channel, is how I was introduced to Becky Hemsley's poem Breathe. Let me read you this one since I found it right here. She sat at the back and they said she was shy. She led from the front and they hated her pride. They asked her advice and then questioned her guidance. They branded her loud, then were shocked by her silence. When she shared no ambition, they said it was sad. So she told them her dreams and they said she was mad. They told her they'd listen, then covered their ears and gave her a hug whilst they laughed at her fears. And she listened to all of it, thinking she should be the girl they told her to be best as she could. But one day she asked what was best for herself instead of trying to please everyone else. So she walked to the forest and she stood with the trees and she heard the wind whisper and dance with the leaves. And she spoke to the willow, the elm, and the pine, and she told them what she'd been told time after time. She told them she never felt nearly enough. She was either too little or far, far too much. Just so relatable. Too loud or too quiet, too fierce or too weak, too wise or too foolish, too bold or too meek. Then she found a small clearing surrounded by firs, and she stopped and she heard what the trees said to her. So she sat there for hours, not wanting to leave, for the forest said nothing. It just let her breathe. It's such a beautiful poem. She has it in a children's book. Ellie, I think I've heard this one. Let me find it. Elsa often shares good songs. You reminded me of the one I had heard it a while ago about the rainbow. That one. Where can I go? Heard this before. I'm gonna listen to that later, but I'm also gonna put it in the. Yeah, that's Becky Hemsley. It's not me. I was kind of concerned. I had, like I said to you guys recently, I've been into listening to Sarah Reeves, and I just discovered her, Sarah Reeves, and she has a song called Zuma Beach, talking about leaving her heartbreak and her heart, taking it to the ocean, and that's very relatable too. And it's playing in the background of my cooking video that got to 4.7 thousand. Yes, I love that song too. But I'm going to share this one that you just said, even though I know it's good because because is it because Elsa and I have the same taste. Holcomb. Yeah, I'm thinking I have heard of this one, but I probably haven't heard it in a long time. Because it was the same with the I had just had forgotten about it. The Katie Musgrove Rainbow song, I had forgotten about it. Hi Glenn. Hello. Sneaking in here. I almost missed you. Yeah, I'm feeling exhausted today. I didn't put a topic on this. I'm feeling exhausted. But good. Before, you guys, when I was working at lifeguarding, I was feeling horrible. I was feeling exhausted, but I was also feeling depressed and anxious. And then, but there was also something going on in my family too that was making me very anxious. But it's like that feeling of like, this is not where I'm supposed to be. And so that's why I finally quit my job. But you guys, I'm having, it's hard because I'm needing to save a lot of money, and I'm needing to decide what I'm going to do in February because I might be needing to move. I don't feel like I'm in position right now to buy something. I'm upset that my financial advisor, and now I've moved my money all in one place, from that financial advisor to another company, because I was not happy with a few of the things he did, and also that he was just making me feel like I was married to my controlling, manipulative husband again, because he was guilting me for spending my inheritance. And it's like, I already had this money in that I saved, and yeah, do I maybe wish I wish too he said no, oh, you don't have enough money to put down, when I wanted to buy a place, and that would have saved me the money that I'm paying on rent. And so that's the final straw. And then I told him to change my beneficiaries, and he didn't. And I logged in and looked at it after months and months I hadn't looked at it, and he didn't even change it. And so that was the final straw. And I'm just like, okay, I'm changing. So anyways, but it's so hard for me. Like you said, like I have a therapist, and I don't want to, I'm conflict avoidant. That's why, like, I don't want to argue with anyone. I don't want to fire anyone except for Donald Trump. He's fired. I loved it when Kamala said, how whatever the number was, the people that voted for Biden, those people fired you. You're fired. You're in Central. Oh, high today is what? Yeah. It's hot down there. Yeah, it was it was unusual for Awake 84. That's another good one. 99. Yeah, oh, that's crazy for October. Yeah, when I say it was hot in Colorado, that means it was like, maybe it was 89. Maybe it was 90, but I don't think it was 90 even. But yeah, this lady, and so most of this neighborhood, they were Democrats where we were going door to door. And but the one house on the corner, Trump, loud and proud. So, 89 now. Yeah, I think it's gotten pretty warm today too. Let me see. It was a high of 80 today. And it's 71 now. It's getting down to 42 tonight, so that's chilly. It'll get down Friday, high of 66, low of 40. Yeah. I'm in Denver. So, but yeah, almost got an hour and I am tired. But yeah, I'm tired, but I feel good. I feel like now I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I've still not scheduled enough writing time, though. I need to do that. Oh, really? High today was 69. Oh, yeah. I just couldn't believe how hot it was. I mean, they had like, sweaters on. It's supposed to be sweater weather, and everybody was peeling them off. But I am stuffed up. Yeah, that I've just yeah, if you are a conservative, you're probably not gonna like my channel, and that's okay. That's okay. Because I'm not a conservative. I was probably for like at least 25 years. I was in the Baptist church for 25 years. And I say like 20 years I was. Probably the first time I voted was when we were up in Georgia. I don't think I voted when we lived in Florida, when my oldest was a baby. But I was very involved in it, especially the homeschooling crowd. They were, that's right. I want to share with you. I want to share with you what I listened to. I found out about this new girl. Her name is April Ajoy. April Ajoy. And she talks about the Christian nationalism. And I heard about her from Fundy Fridays. So, anyways, let me tell you about me, and you can decide. You can decide what you think. Let me tell you about me. I just recently started talking about the politics too, just because I feel like it's really important, this election. It's just really important. But I just turned 58. I'm a mom of 5. I was married 30 years to a covert narcissist. We have 5 grown children. They're all over the country. I was 25 years in the Baptist church. I became an evangelical. I didn't bring my little sheep over here. I was away from God for 2 years and just rethinking everything, like, why do I believe what I believe? What do I believe now? I was agnostic for a little bit. I just felt really lost without God, and I felt my anxiety kept increasing. I left Georgia in 2020, though. And this was a plan. I felt like God gave me this plan. I left in the middle of a pandemic. I was downsizing. I had a lot of stuff. I was kind of a pack rat. I'm trying to not be a pack rat. I need to downsize again. But I sold my house in Georgia that I got in the divorce. I went to the St. Louis area. I paid off all my debt. I paid off my car. I had a small car loan. And I paid off all my debt because I had credit card debt. I was trying to fix up this old house that I had to sell it as is. Interestingly, it was an investor in Israel. Didn't see my house, sight unseen, that bought my house. I'm wondering if they're renting it out or if they fixed it up and flipped it or what. I haven't been back there since 2021. But anyways, I traveled around. I bought an RV up in the St. Louis area, and I was based in the St. Louis area, and I traveled around in my RV for a year. I was out in California by my brother for a while. I came to Denver twice in my RV. And then in 2022, I sold my RV and I relocated here to Denver, where my son and his best friend from grammar school were living. And so I've been here in the Denver area since 2022. And I sold my RV and I bought a RAV4 hybrid, Toyota. And I really love it. But I don't like to camp in it. But I have camped in it, but I don't like to camp in it. So that's about me. I talk about a bunch of stuff here. I like to talk about mental health. I talk about I have a lot of van life friends still. I talk about bullying, mental health, narcissism. I talk about everything, stuff I've been through, and I just recently started talking about politics. Hi, Sylvia. Hello. My friend in Florida, Hope, her name is Jacqueline. Oh, you can share anything here, honestly. Yeah, so my friend Hope, I didn't know she was only one, like, before I found out it was like taken and everything. She did a review of the What Elephant book for me, and I was like, "Where's your review? I don't see a review," because I didn't know her real name was Jacqueline. So my one review is by my friend Hope, who also is Jacqueline. That made me think of that. Thank you all for being here. I pray for everybody at the end, so I'm trying to make my little prayer list. Oh yeah, that's William Barclay's daily celebration. Yeah, it's it's like copyright 1972, which is a. I had so many collections of so much stuff when I downsized, you guys, and I'm finding it's just like it's like the eating. It's like if you don't remain vigilant, it's like I'm starting to collect things again, and I'm wondering like how many books do I have now? Because I bought this. This is the William Barclay's Daily Celebration, but I had some really old books and I just donated them. Um, I made $4,000. I sold my stuff on Facebook Marketplace and I made $4,000. That was from 2019 till 2020 when I sold my house. And yeah, no more dumpster diving. Yeah, there's been stuff lately, and I'm just like, don't get it, because I have to sell it. But I did finally start selling. I put it off because it is work. It is work to sell. I learned a lot of stuff selling stuff, and I have a good rating on Facebook Marketplace too. And then I'm like, oh no, I hope this lady doesn't give me a bad review now that I'm starting to sell stuff again, because I forgot that I don't hold stuff. Well, I forgot, and also I didn't see this one word in this lady's message that says, "Will you take cash for this?" It was a wall hanging that I found in the garbage, really pretty, like a flower. Tomorrow, and I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll take cash." But I forgot because I just listed this stuff and I hadn't sold anything on there since I sold my RV on there in 2022. And I sold like all the contents of my house. um yeah, I had 1,500. I probably had 2,000 um books when I was in the big house, but I actually counted them and I had like 1,600 about in the smaller house. Yeah, and I find like I'm collecting things again. I like little things. I had to I got rid of like everything. Um, and I threw stuff out. I donated stuff. I um, sold it on Marketplace, and I did make $4,000. I sold big stuff. I sold little stuff. My little knickknacks. I sold collections of stuff. I had a collection of angels. I had all these little angels. I'll show you my Pinterest. I'll drop the link to my Pinterest. You can see some of my stuff on there that I sold. Some of the stuff I kept, but most of the stuff I sold. I am Redheaded Riding Hood on all platforms. So Redheaded Riding Hood on Pinterest, but I will show you the link. Okay. And I have all these videos, and but it's hard to get to them. And oh goodness, I have all these. That's Lily. When I was there in December, I have all these pictures and videos from when I downsized in 2020 on my phone still, and I've been wanting to make a video. Maybe I will get to that sometime, especially since I did quit my job. I worked at the pool where I swim for 9 months, but then I quit that in June. So I wasn't having any more time to do YouTube and my writing, and I'm working on a lot of, not working as much as I should. My new friend from Coda, I'm going to Coda now, and it's very helpful. It's been more helpful than my therapist, but I need to find a new therapist. But I fired my therapist, fired my financial advisor. So I got a new financial advisor, and now I need to get a new therapist. But Coda is helpful to me because codependent, and yeah, I talk about that too. Just been a people pleaser. I was raised by a codependent and a narcissist, and my family was very dysfunctional. My siblings were abusive. That's one of the reasons why I'm facing up to that, and that's one of the reasons why, I'm like, I don't need to talk to them anymore. It's like we worked out the thing with my dad's estate, and okay, I'm good. I don't think they have any desire to really be in contact with me either. So it's a mutual thing. Except that, my sister's gets kind of nuts at times. I don't really want to even say anything about it because I don't want to. If she watches it, I don't want to trigger her. Hi, I love you. Praying for you. Love you, pray for you. And that's good. That's enough of that. That's all. But yeah. So I find I just would learn things by, that's how I've learned to do YouTube. It's just by doing it, and I was just like, let me get back on here. So what happened was I didn't right away. I sold these bar stools I got. I've gotten beautiful furniture out of the garbage. So next thing, I think I'm going to put this end table here. Can you see that? This end table. Found in garbage. It's all wood. So this game share. Got Cuisinart out of the garbage. Popcorn popper. Dishes. I was showing you the stuff on Friday. I don't need to show you again. But I'm just like, do a little side hustle here while I'm trying. I need to go over my finances. I might start driving for Lyft because all of my spousal support, it just pays my rent is all it pays. My rent is so high. So that's why I'm needing to figure out if I'm going to move, if I can find someplace cheaper to move to. I considered living in a van again, but y'all, I just really don't think I want to. I don't like the uncertainty of it, like where am I going to go next? Where am I going to park? Where, that's what I did like the constancy of being on my brother's property. But then, I don't like being places where I'm not wanted and not loved and accepted. So that's why I left my brother's. I was there from December. Well, my RV was parked there from December 2020 till April 2021, but I did go back to St. Louis. I flew back to St. Louis for a month and came back to my RV, and I did little trips like I went to Carpinteria, where my family used to camp when I was a kid in my RV, and I went to San Diego, and I went to Palm Springs with my friend Gladys when I came back from St. Louis, and went to the Alabama Hills with the YouTubers. I was in this clique for a while, and then they were almost like a cult. And then they ostracized me and kicked me out and bullied me. And a couple of people from that group did videos about me. So that's why I talk. I've been bullied my whole life, and I'm done being bullied. No. So, like, I feel like I'm an expert on all these things because of stuff I've gone through. Dealt with my own mental health issues and depression and anxiety, and then mental health issues in my family, and then dealt with narcissists, dealt with bullying. So, and then the spiritual aspect of it, I still want to do a video on my spiritual journey, because now it turns out, the first Christians didn't even believe in hell. That came 400 years after Christ. And the Catholic Church, put that into Augustine. Gosh, I love Augustine. It was so sad to hear that. Augustine was a big part of it. Dante's Inferno. Remember that thing? I never did read it. I was curious about it, but and I have my little sheet. Where's my little sheet? When I say I came back to God, I was like, it's like he came after me. Yeah, I've tried that. Yeah, that's where I've not had a good experience with them. I want to find someone in person that's on my insurance, because thankfully, when I got the inheritance from my dad, I was without health insurance for 4 years. That's why, another thing, it goes into politics, the Affordable Health Care, the Affordable Care Act, gosh, look into what these candidates are for and against. And like, Trump is not your friend. I don't know why people think he is. He's not your friend. He doesn't give a crap about you. He wants to get out or go into prison. So anyways, I was sort of gambling. And as long as you don't have anything, bad come up, and thank God I didn't, but I was 4 years from 2018 till 2022, till I got the money from my dad. And then the insurance I got, then they were discontinued. And that was bad. And then I didn't switch doctors when I switched my health insurance, and that cost me a lot. That was a dumb move on me. I want to get my little sheet. I have to have my little sheet when I sing you my song. Where is my little sheet? Wait a second. All right, I got it. So I came back to God in 2021, and I always sing the Audio Adrenaline song. He left 99, left them all behind to find me. I always say, like, I was like Jonah, like running away from God, and I got swallowed by the whale, and then he threw me up. And I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do, God? And the bullying on YouTube, they made whole videos about me to bash me, and it so affected my mental health. I wanted to quit YouTube. but I really felt like I wasn't supposed to, and that's why I'm still here. I'm still here because that's how bad that was. Yeah. And it was ironic because I did the videos on mental health after Life with Lee took her own life. I did a video with Box Fan D on suicide and depression after Life with Lee took her own life, and I'll share that. It's my second most viewed video. It's 1.8 thousand views. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was how some people found my channel. Yes. Thanks, Brenda. But I don't think I've reached 4,000 views, but it was a lot closer back then, but I didn't have enough subscribers. So it did affect my channel. At first, when they did the video about me, it made my views go up. So then they got mad and they did two videos about me. Well, first they did a live about me, and then it was making my views go up, and then they were following. It was really awful. It was really awful, and it destroyed my relationship with Box Fan D because she sided with them. She didn't like she didn't think I was responding correctly, and so that was unfortunate, you know. She had a whole interview with me up too, but she made it. I think I can probably share it unless she took it completely down now. But she did an interview with me too, but then she made it unlisted so people couldn't find it on her channel anymore. So we had a disagreement over all of that mess. That's why it was so painful, because I lost friendships with people I didn't think I would. I didn't think I would lose friendships with. So okay, we'll see you, Jacqueline. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, and if you look at, I don't say the names anymore, but I should have started out. I just recently stood up for myself because one video about me was still up, and so I stood up for myself and said the name. And it's funny that one of the bullies got the other bully that really was going off of him, just going along with him, and then saying I said something about her that I prayed for her. I made a joke, which I shouldn't have made, but it was a joke and it wasn't serious. That I was like, oh, I'm supposed to pray for my enemies. Okay, God, I'll pray for them to die. And it was a bad joke. It was a bad joke. I shouldn't have said it, right? But it was a joke. And then they started saying, they made their second videos saying I was praying for them to die. And the girl, I wasn't even like concerned about her. And that's why I ignored her. And then eventually the first bully took down his videos, both of her videos. And then this girl, his ex-girlfriend's, her video was still up. So I confronted her in November, and then to my utter surprise, I just really feel like it was God and it was prayer. It was all you guys praying for me and everything. The bully, he couldn't contact me. The only way he could contact me was through PayPal, and he sent me $1 and said he was going to get her to take it down, and she took it down. And I was just astonished. It was a Thanksgiving miracle. It was a Thanksgiving miracle, but I felt like really uncomfortable. And I think I made Brenda uncomfortable. Sorry, Brenda. Because she just don't talk about it. Let's just not talk about it. And I didn't want to talk about it. And I thought if I had contacted her that she would take it down, but she was totally unreasonable. Yeah. And so, I'm just like, I won't talk about you if you take it down. I said to her in an email, but she wouldn't take it down. So I said, because I've been silenced, and it's just like, I'm not going to be silenced. And I was just thinking today about how it's the same way with this politics. And it's like, I feel like I'm being silenced again. And I'm just like, I'm not going to be silent. I'm not going to be, led by fear. I'm not going to be controlled by fear and not say anything because of fear, What, for your phone service, Elsa? They, it wasn't me who started a feud. It was them. But they were trying to silence me. They're like, because what he said in the first video was, I couldn't even watch it. I had so much anxiety. And so what happened to Life with Lee is that caused her to take her own life. She got bullied by these people on YouTube. And then all these people started, it was like on a larger scale. What happened to me was the same thing that happened to her, only on a smaller scale. And, they were like, thankfully the haters weren't coming to my channel and trolling me like they were her, but it was a similar thing. They were ostracizing me. They were being mean to me. They were talking about me. They were making videos about me. And it was awful. But, yeah, well, I didn't say their names. They successfully silenced me. And what's annoying too is that Page Publishing, they were trying to silence me too when they threatened to sue me because I was speaking out on them about them on social media. So Page Publishing was trying to silence me also. And I was, and when I thought about it, I was like, it's a similar thing with the politics. I'm like, I don't want anybody to be mad at me. I don't want anybody to hate on me because I don't have their political, and I'm just like, no, this is too important. I don't care anymore. And if you get to that point, it's less likely that you're gonna be bullied because see, that's why they did it. They wanted to silence me, but yeah, but they started the feud. I mean, I was just like, I couldn't, it was unbelievable, but it started because I thought I was friends with his ex-girlfriend, but she was just, and then she saw the whole thing as a means she was trying to get him back, and she didn't get him back. And then it's strange all throughout my channel, from the storm poem being about prayer, up till now, prayer has always come into it, even by accident, even in the negative sense that I said that wrong thing about, oh yeah, I'll pray for my enemies. I'll pray for him to die. And I was joking. Even that came into it. And then speaking of courtside, I was like, for some reason I sensed, I was like, he must have said something about me or whatever. And I met him in person at this meetup, and his ex-girlfriend became jealous of me, and I thought I was friends with her, and I hadn't even ever met him or her in person. I still have never met her in person. But I went to this meetup where I met him in person, and I think he must have said something to her that he was interested in me or something, because I don't know why she came so hard after me, because I had thought she was my friend. And then he blocked me for no reason. And I didn't even discover it for 4 weeks. There was no reason. We didn't have anything, it was like no reason that I could see. I was like, what did I do? And I didn't even notice for 4 weeks. And then I said something to her, and then he puts it on his community tab. I didn't have a community tab because I only had like 400. I blocked Red, get over it. And then they were starting to say like, oh, that's not your name. So we're just, Red is just a color. And it's like, everybody knew that's what I went by, Red. They didn't know my real name. And so he put it right on his community tab. And so that's how he started the feud. And I was just like, and then my video is still up where I don't say his name. I still left it up. But, and it wasn't really all about him. It was just about him doing that post. And it's called, I called it, You're So Vain. I bet you think this live is about you. But because I did that one, but I didn't say his name. Then he did the first live, but anyways, that he eventually took down. But anyways, I'm not saying the name. But anyways, then I prayed because I knew this. And speaking of Canada, speaking of courtside, I prayed because I knew this lovely van lifer from Canada was going to be a courtside, and he was going to be a courtside. And I was like, Lord, let them get, and mind you guys, this was when I had just come back to God. And I prayed for them to get together because I'm like, for some reason I feel like she's jealous of me, because it was kind of like they were obsessed about me, and I was just like flabbergasted. I was like, why are they so like, what? Like, leave me alone. But anyway, so I prayed for him to get with this other van lifer, and he did. And then guess what? Even though she left the video up, but the ex-girlfriend, she's a nightmare. She went after that van lifer and started leaving me alone. So yeah, I'll answer to prayer, and so it was kind of hilarious. And the ones I prayed together, they're married now. An American and a Canadian. Interesting. And I used to be friends with his wife now. And so I was doing the What the Bullies Taught Me, which I need to start up again because I have a bunch of those. The bullies taught me so much. And I'm doing They Might Be a Narcissist If shorts. But I did a whole short. It's a short on what to do, how I responded to the YouTube bullies. And what I did is I said I was going to sue them because, it's like, okay, you're lying about me and you're making a whole video. You're affecting my mental health. You're affecting my ability to get monetized on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to sue you. And the ironic thing too is I think he's in school. I didn't know he was in school. I think he might be in school to be a lawyer, which is hilarious. But anyways, he messaged me again recently because I think he got scared again because I had sent something to his wife before, so I know what her address is. I'm like, dude, I have your address. I know your full name. You know. So he messaged me again because he was scared. Because I said, this is what you do. You tell them you're going to sue them. Because, yeah, because it really affected me. Are you changing your phone plan? Are you going to be able to be back, Elsa? I hope you are. But so anyways, it's been an interesting journey, but I've learned to find my voice and find my courage and not let fear rule me. You know, Kamala Harris is a bold, courageous woman. She has received death. She convicted murderers and, you know, child abusers, all these. She's received, you know, death threats, and Howard Stern. It's a very interesting interview. If you're interested, I don't usually ever watch Howard Stern. when I was from the time I was a goody. Sister super Christian. So yeah. So I don't watch Howard Stern. But you watch that interview, he said, you know, well, why don't you how come you don't talk about it, or you just don't want to give voice to it or whatever? And she says, I won't live in fear. So you know, talk about being tough. She's tough. So yeah, I want to say another poem and then pray and let you guys go. Because like I said, I'm tired. I'll be back Wednesday, y'all. And I'm not able to pay for another day. That's good. Medical, anything I learn, I'm able to nutrition. God gave herbs and spices in service of man. Yep, that's true. But see. Let me say. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find one from Red Poems. Is my new book of poetry that has been in the works for a long time through my throughout my time away from God and everything. And see, since my poems are about a lot about my faith and stuff, I was like, okay, now what am I going to do? I'm going to write something else. I'm trying to open this. Open. Open Sesame. There it goes. Open and wait a second. Well, let me say my red-headed, well, let's see. I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to say my red-headed poem. Blondes have all the fun. They're the lucky ones. Gentlemen prefer them. It seems bad boys prefer me. Perhaps another shade of dye is worth a try, but my cousin says her red hair makes her fly. They look at her, they look at me. If he's male, we'll get it for free. She's got sass, she's got spunk. She knows that God don't make junk. They call me red, a firecracker, they said. I no longer care what they say. What's in my heart can't be taken away. Someday my hair will fade, and I'll let it stay gray or go white as redheads do. Beauty is vain, but the fire in my heart will burn on, and to my king I'll sing this song. His love is deeper than the ocean. He washes away my brokenness. He whispers to my heart, his love for me will never part. That's in the 7-Story Tree. Okay. It's called Ginger Me. So I'm going to pray for y'all and let you go. Because I am exhausted. It's a good tired, though. It's a good tired. I'm exhausted from all this stuff. I don't like to argue with people. And then I've moved my stuff to another bank, and now, after months and months and months and months, now my financial advisor has called me, and because of the way he is, I'm like, I don't even want to listen to his message. You know that? I don't even want to listen to it. I didn't pick up the phone when he called, and I was out walking. I don't like conflict, y'all. I don't like people to be mad at me. I'm going to Codependence Anonymous. And so I'm getting better. I'm getting over it. I'm learning to stand up for myself, and I'm learning it, it's okay. It's okay if someone doesn't like my views. It's all right. Just go. You're mega, you don't want to be here. I'm sorry. You don't know. And it's okay. Like old me, I feel like I wouldn't have been able, because I wouldn't have unfriended that she was so sweet. She's a sweet woman. But you're gonna say that you're gonna call my vice president, who I am going to vote for, a name that's derogatory and untrue? I'm like, no, I don't want to be friends with that. So I had to unfriend her. My therapist was a sweet woman, codependent like me. Old me, I would not have been able to fire her. I would not have been able. I'm not I'm not like these Trumpsters. You're fired. So I'm learning. Not like that I was mean. Not like that I did it like that. But um, and then my financial advisor, I had a hard time with that. I prayed about that, and then when I realized, I was like, Lord, confirm this to me somehow, and that He didn't change my He didn't put my daughter with my two grandchildren on my as my benefit. I'm like, what if I would have died? Okay, I didn't die, but still, it's like, really, you didn't change that when I told you. So that was my confirmation. I prayed for God. I was like, okay, God, like I don't like, even though his attitude kind of reminds me of my ex-husband, and like, you're not doing this, you're spending too much money. That's when, my ex was always on me for that. You're spending too much money. You should do this. You should do that. You should get a job doing this, not that. This makes more money. And I'm just like, it took me a while. I don't know why it took me so long to be like, oh my God, you're just like my ex-husband. Like, what the heck? I don't want this. And it took me that long. I mean, like, it took me 2 years to divorce my husband, 5 kids. I don't like it. I don't like it, you guys, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better at standing up for what I believe and not being a wimp, and being honest and standing up for what's right. And so let me pray for y'all. Enough of my blabbering. Dear Lord, thank you for all these YouTube friends. I pray that you be with them, Lord. Please bless Brenda. Thank you for her support. I pray you be with her as she travels. Bless her and her husband and her children and her grandchildren, and be with them, Lord. Please bless CW and his family and be with him, and guide us all in our lives, Lord. I pray you be with Betty, pre-retirement days, and that you would bless her and her family. I pray you bless Jim and be with him. Thank you that he's doing well. I pray you be with Ivan. Give him a safe trip when he comes down south. Help him with the things he's doing to his RV. And I just pray you bless him and his family. Bless Elsa and her family, Lord. I pray that she's able to, don't shoot on me. Right, Elsa. I pray she's able to be back and have service, so that she has phone service and she can get on YouTube. Lord, thank you for Jacqueline coming here. I pray that you would bless her and her family, and thank you for her. I pray that if she liked my channel, she'll be back. Thank you for Glenn. I pray you bless him and his family, and be with him. I pray you bless Sylvia. Thank you for her. Bless her and her family. Guide us all in our lives, Lord. Lord, I want to thank you for my children and my grandchildren, that I heard from some of my children yesterday. And I pray you bless all of them. I thank you for my grandchildren. I pray that you would be with them. I pray that they would know that you are real, that you love them, and that I love them, Lord. Thank you so much for my grandbabies. I pray that you would help me in my relationships. I thank you for Coda, Lord, and the things that I'm learning there, and the comfort and having the support, Lord. I thank you for that program and how it is helping me. I pray that you continue to be with the victims of the hurricane, Lord, and help them to recover. Thank you that Elsa's okay, and be with her. I pray that you would be with all those affected by the wars, Lord. in the Middle East, Lord. I pray that they would release the hostages. We pray for peace in the Middle East, Lord. We pray for Ukraine and Russia, that that war would end, Lord. I pray that you just be with these people and help them. And we thank you for our country, and we pray for the upcoming elections, Lord, that your will would be done, Lord, that there would be a peaceful transfer of power, that, Lord, I pray that people would wake up, Lord, and see each of the candidates for who they really are. And maybe, you know, a lot of us don't agree with every single jot and tittle of who we're voting for, but they're just more towards what we believe and think is right anyways, Lord. And just for people to wake up and to be able to critically think for themselves and not do groupthink and not just solely listen to a conservative news media, and to listen to other people and to fact check people. Hi, Bren. Lord, please bless Bren and bless her mom and be with her and her family. And thank you for her. And we lift her up to you too, Lord. Oh, Lord, I just pray for our country, Lord, that we would not be divided, that we would be more united, and that we would accept other people's point of view, Lord, and that we would accept our democracy, Lord. Accept whatever the outcome will be. And oh, you're in Arkansas? I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. You guys, I need to blow my nose. Thank you all so much for being here. And I will pray for you all again tonight too. Pray for all the candidates. Pray for our country. Pray for the hostages that were taken by Hamas to be released. Pray for Israel. Pray for Palestine. Pray for Ukraine. Pray for Russia. Just pray, you guys. That's what part of what I was saying was like that it works. Prayer works. Prayer works. I was reading someone on Facebook was saying that was a miraculous that the hurricane wasn't worse. And I was so worried about Elsa. I was so worried. I was usually when I'm crying and praying, it's because I'm praying for my kids. But I was crying and praying about Florida and Elsa because I was worried. So, and yeah, pray, people, and educate yourselves on what you're voting on in your area. I've been bad about doing that in the past. I don't have any excuses now. Before, my excuse was, before I was just like straight Republican ticket, I told you, like I met Dan Quayle, I met Bob Dole, I was on the front of the newspaper, behind Bob Dole in 96. I had Bush Cheney t-shirts. When I downsized, I gave those to the Goodwill. I wish I would have kept them. I had, from 2000, I had Bush Cheney t-shirts. I got them for my kids even. Crazy. Yes. Oh, and the book. I didn't tell you guys about the book. So the book I heard about that I want to get next is Star Spangled Jesus, and it's by April Ajoy. And I did want to share that. Let me share with you. So I watched this thing because I was an ex-evangelical, and it's a good channel. I watch Fundy Fridays, and it's all about fundamentalists. And that's how I learned about this girl. So look into this if you're interested. It was very good. I thought it was very good. And I mean, that was like, she was way, way into it because her dad was a preacher and an evangelist and all of that. And what I like about it, she also has red hair too. But what I like about it is she is an ex-evangelical, and she's still Christian like me. So and she has a book called Star Spangled Jesus. And I think she came out of it around the same time as me. Because I don't think she ever voted for Trump. I'm proud to say I never voted for that. That was like the last straw. Like, no. Let me share this. So if you're interested, that's an interview with April Ajoy. So now I'm following her, and her book is called Star Spangled Jesus. So look into that. She does funny TikToks and stuff. Yeah, that's the one I put in my. So I have a playlist. I put that at the top of my playlist. Let me show you. Let me see. Playlist. I still don't have like my videos in my play. Not a lot of them, anyways. I need to update my like, I don't know if that. I want to share the playlist. Wait, let me see if I can. Okay, here we go. That my playlist has a lot of stuff on it, music. It's very eclectic. I am a Swiftie. It does have Taylor Swift. Doesn't have any Bruce Springsteen but I'm not a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, but I concur with Bruce Springsteen and Willie Nelson. So, good night, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. I've gone 2 hours. I'm going to let you go. Hi, Michelle. Lord bless Michelle. Thank you for popping in. I was just finishing up. But thank you for popping in. How are you? All right, I'm gonna let you go. Don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Thanks, everybody. Good night. We'll see you Wednesday, 5:30, 4:30 Pacific, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. And it's like really late if you're over in Europe or whatever. And if my friend Loves in the Philippines watches, it'll be tomorrow. It'll be Thursday morning. But anyways, thank you so much. Oh, thanks. Thanks so much, Michelle. Thank you. Thank you. Check out her channel. She did an interview with me. Bye. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you.